This is Tyler Stewart, and this is Sprint2 for mobile apps. Here's my achievements this far. Added ability to log in, added ability to create account, added logout feature, added ability to add post, added ability to see only current users who's logged in posts, added a simple card view to view posts. Epic story. As a registered user, I want to post an update to my timeline so that my friends can see it. Child story. As a registered user, I want to click the Add button so that it opens a new window. Acceptance criteria. The Add button is at the bottom of the timeline as the Fab button. When the Add button is clicked, it will redirect to the Add Post page. Let's go ahead and log in. So the Add button is at the bottom of the timeline as the Fab button. And when it's clicked, it should redirect to the Add Post page. Child story. As a registered user, I want to have a post text box so that I can add my post information. Acceptance criteria. The text box is in the middle of the screen. The text box is multi-line, and the text box allows it to be typed into. So there's a text box in the middle of the screen, and it should be multi-line. And the text box is allowed to be typed into it. As a registered user, I want to have a cancel button so I can go back if I change my mind. Acceptance criteria. The cancel button is at the bottom of the screen. When clicked, the screen goes back to the timeline. So here it is at the bottom of the screen. If we click it, it gets back to the timeline. As a registered user, I want to have an Add button so that it will send my post to Firebase. Acceptance criteria. The Add button is at the bottom of the screen, but above the Cancel button. When clicked, the data is posted to Firebase. The post will be in the timeline. The screen will go back to the timeline. The data has the body post. The data has the time when the user clicks. The data has empty likes array. The data has an empty comments array. So let's make a post real quick. And when we hit Add Post, it will be added to the timeline, and the screen will go back to the timeline. Okay, then down here, the data will be added to Firebase, so let's go check Firebase. Here's the page. So, here's the body of the post. There's going to be an empty comments array, an empty likes array, and then we have the timestamp after what the user clicked the button. Epic story. As a registered user, I want to be able to view my timeline so that I can see what my friends posted. Child story. As a registered user, I want to be directed to my timeline upon login so that I have a quick, easy access. Acceptance criteria. After login, I want to see my timeline. The timeline will be loaded with posts. So we go back. So I'll get So upon login, it will be directed to the timeline, and it should already be loaded with the user's posts. As a registered user, I want to see my posts on the timeline so that I see that they have posted. Acceptance criteria. My posts will be loaded in a card view. Each post will be loaded after one another in a recycler view. So here we have the recycler view, and each post is in a card view. As a registered user, I want to be able to log in so I can use the application. Child story. As a registered user, I want to log out so I do not keep my session open. Acceptance criteria. The logout button is the navigation drawer at the bottom. When clicked, it'll log out and clear the session. A message will appear as sign out. The screen will advance back to the login screen. Here it is in the bottom of the navigation drawer. And when clicked, it should go back and clear the session. And a message will appear. And then it'll go back to the login screen. Signed out down at the bottom. Thank you very much.